This crazy pose is called scorpion. I haven't quite figured out how it looks like a scorpion. It's something to do with the feet. Ready, Freddy?
Ready.
Is that from a cartoon or something?
It
Ready?
sounds like it.
Ready, Freddy? I've heard that somewhere. I have no idea where. So a few of you are asking how you could work into the splits, how somebody would go about doing that. I'm going to show you a few different things. A sequence of dragon lunges can be especially helpful for this. Start by bringing a foot forward. I'm going to open the whole front side of the hip by doing this. Holding here would be the first stage of this. This might be all you can do right now. It might be really, really intense here in the front of your left hip. But from here, after holding it, stay as long as you can. Again, the longer the better, the more you're going to work into this. Stay here, say 2 minutes, which is going to feel like a long time, but 2 minutes. And then for the next minute or so, coming down here, you want to make sure your knee doesn't turn out too much. Try to keep your knee straight. Your hands would come to the floor. Now, you may not be ready for this, but if you can, this is where you're going to go. After you've been here for, I would say, another minute, bring your right foot so that you're on the outer part of the foot, and with your right hand, just gently push the right knee away from you, but just gently. So we're opening all different angles of the hip here. If you can, stay here for maybe another minute or so. Bring your knee back in. Next, you're going to just bring the right leg forward. Now use your hands here so that you're in control, and then stay here. Likely, the longer you stay here, the closer you'll start to get towards the floor. Maybe after a minute or so, you'll have dropped down maybe a couple of inches. So keep your hands here so it's not too intense, so that you're in control. If you need to, put something under the back leg knee. Often it's too much pressure between the knee and the floor, so you can put something there. Again, use your hands so that you're in control of how much opening is happening. You don't want to do too much too quickly. This does take time, it does take patience. If you want to be able to do the splits, do as much hip opening as you can. Lots and lots of hip opening, postures that are going to help to release the backs of the legs, and these things will all get you towards that place. Obviously, what we just did, you want to do it on the other side too. Make sure you're evening it out. It's very normal too for one side to be tighter than the other, so you'll probably notice those things. If one side is tighter for you, it might be a good idea to actually stay even longer on the side that's tighter, and then in time, balancing things out a little bit more. You were also asking about wide-legged splits. Instead of using your hands to come into it, just start on your bum and bring your hips forward. And then eventually you're going to come all the way down like this. Stay here, and then eventually you're coming all the way down. What I did to get into the wide-legged splits was I came up against a wall. We don't have a flat wall where we are right now, so just use your imagination. But a flat wall, bring your butt right up against the wall, and then bring your legs up on the wall so that your heels are against it. From here, just think of, again, softening your legs and allowing everything to be soft. Over time, your legs will start to come down the wall, down the wall, down the wall, and you'll really open your groin and the inner line of your legs. Just let the feet fall apart like this, and just be as patient as you can, be as still as you can. Over time, your legs will start to come down. I once did this for like 30 minutes or something, reading a book, and it was awful because I got totally stuck, and I literally had to grab something and pull myself, I'm not joking, pull myself off of the wall. So go, a little bit less intensely than that. Maybe do like a minute or two. But each day, if you did that, for sure, you're going to release a lot of stuff in there. And yeah, wide-legged splits, no problem, totally obtainable. All of these things, for the most part, it's just about time and patience. I notice a lot with my students, and I remember myself for sure when I started started yoga. In my practice, I was often looking around or moving around or fixing my hair or adjusting myself, and it's your mind that's really busy. Often our mind is racing and all these things we have to do and the list and that kind of thing. So learning to quiet the mind is a part of this. That's the meditation part that comes in. So even if we're not just lying still, we're still meditating, even doing movement, even throughout our day. Yoga is more about the journey inwards than it is what's happening physically. Get to know yourself in a better way, to learn to accept yourself, to learn to love yourself, those kinds of things, at least from a metaphysical or from a different perspective. The physical part, yes, that's part of it. The asana practice is part of it. But I also wanted just to mention to you the idea of yoga beyond that. There's a lot more to it. So when you're doing these postures, when you're practicing, when you're in your shavasana, start to really get in touch with what's going on with you. And that's really where you're going to win here.